Like, I need my person to tell me. Okay, we are live now, which is good. My timer.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, I'm so glad that you guys all are able to join us tonight. My name is Leslie Andrew. This is Katie Trent. She is a Ruby ambassador at Q Sciences. She is one of four Ruby ambassadors in the company. She's also an Equity Council member. The Equity Council is actually a select group that helps to make decisions for the company, and has direct access to the president and CEO. So we're really blessed to have her as our mentor here. Um, she is a mama of four and a former social worker, and she'll tell you a little bit more about that. So I'll let you take it away, Katie.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Yeah, I guess I need to update my slide deck. I have not even had a second to breathe, but we became a Ruby team just 2 nights ago. So we're all very pumped about that and super excited. So, as you can see, there's my sweet family. We actually live right outside of Austin, Texas, in a tiny town called Dripping Springs, if anyone knows where that is. And those are our four kiddos. Rex is 14, Hallie is 12 almost this month, actually, in just a few days, which is crazy. And then Izzy Ray is 2.5, and then Jovi is 8 months old. So we've got a lot going on. We've got all the things, and like schedules are crazy and busy and whatnot. So they are totally my why. They're the whole reason I'm even remotely sitting in front of you right now. They drive me in everything that I do. And so that might be similar for you. Your family, your future, your goals drive you, and maybe why you're sitting in your chair right tonight. So I want to share a little bit about, Q Sciences, like who we are, where we're going, kind of why everyone is really pumped about what we have to offer. And give you some background as to who the company is. So, like Leslie said, my specific background is social work, and I just have always had a heart to help people. I love to be someone that people come to, that if they are struggling or if they need encouragement or if they need support, that they know that they can get that from me. And so that has been kind of my mission in life, is to always be that person. And this industry is the perfect vehicle to do that. I feel very, very blessed because that's what I get to do every single day, is really love on people, encourage them, build them up, and support them where they're at, whether that's health struggles or financial struggles. To me, it is absolutely the best of both worlds. I love what I do, and you'll kind of see quickly why that is. So, who is Q Sciences? We actually were founded as a company all the way back in 2012. So, we've been around for about 9 years now. And we were founded on the concept of wanting to put products in the health space that were at the forefront of science and technology. Because the concept of science is always changing, we're always learning new things about our body and health and how those things intersect, means that we need to know what is the newest information out there so that we can provide the best of the best. So if you're wondering what the Q stands for, it actually stands for quintessential, which means best of the best. And so that's kind of the promise that our company is and gives to our customers and our ambassadors, is that we will always strive to have top of the line products, not scrimp on any ingredients or anything like that, but really meet people where they're at so that their bodies can utilize them correctly. And we were founded by the sweetest man ever, Mark Wilson. I love him so much. He is like a grandpa, so genuine, so kind, but has had this amazing experience in the entrepreneurial world. So he actually started as a quarterback in the NFL first. He played in the NFL for quite a few years, won a couple Super Bowls, retired, went into real estate, and did super well in real estate. In fact, did so well that he retired and didn't need to work ever again. But just his background of always kind of showing up every day for something and being a part of something bigger than himself, he, showed up at the golf course one day on his retirement and just thought, man, is this really what I'm going to do the rest of my life? That can't be it. I want to go out and impact lives. And so that's where this heart for this company came from. And he really wanted to impact people with their health and their finances, because he knew those are the two things that really keep people up at night when they're stressed and worried. I think 2020 brought those slamming together for a lot of people. We were worried about our health. We were worried about if we were going to get sick and how to stay as healthy as possible. But then also a ton of people were worried about keeping their jobs. jobs that maybe they had always thought were secure. And now all of a sudden, people are being furloughed, they were losing jobs left and right. And so those two things have kept a lot of people up, specifically in the last 12 months. And when he wanted to focus on health, he was then connected to a man named Dr. Stephen Kimberly because he needed some direction. Health is a really broad term, and he wanted to help people where it could make the most impact. And so, Dr. Kimberly and him sat down. Dr. Kimberly has this background. He's a board certified internal medicine doctor for over 40 years. He also has a degree in naturopathic medicine, and he actually is the chief editor, or has been the chief editor, of WebMD for over 15 years. So he has a lot of experience in studies, in science, in research, also in just taking care of people for over 40 years. He's been watching people's health and the different things that we kind of focus on, and the fads and the changes that our people are working on in their health, and just kind of has watched people for years and years and years. And so they were talking about what kind of impact they could make on health. And Dr. Kimberly said, oh, it's a no-brainer. You need to focus on supplementation, because you go to GNC, you go to your grocery store, you'll see just walls full of products, right? And unfortunately, the majority of those products, they're just stuff that's been put together so that, people will pick them up off the shelf. And the reason for that is because everyone's doctor is telling them to get a multivitamin, right? Because that's what we do to stay healthy. And but that means that people and companies are not putting a ton of time and research into what they're producing in their product. And unfortunately, it just becomes products that people do not even absorb. Their bodies cannot use correctly. So it's kind of a waste of money. And it was really bothering him. His whole purpose is to help people, and he really believes that science is always moving forward. It's never standing still, and that companies are responsible for knowing that and putting out products that are at the forefront. So you notice I'm kind of echoing exactly what Mark's heart was, exactly what he wanted to do in a company. And so they realized that they both had the same goals and kind of teamed up to put together the product line that we have today. So we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like here in a minute. But for about 5 years, they worked together to develop an amazing product line and really built up a huge customer base. People absolutely were floored over the changes they were seeing in their health. And the reason for that was because they went into their product line not wanting to put a band aid on issues or do fad diets. They really wanted to start getting to the root cause of a lot of the problems that people struggle with. So these people were just gushing over how much better they were feeling and seeing these changes, and absolutely loving it. But what they weren't finding were people running after the business. And that bothered Mark, because Mark said, I wanted to impact health and finances, right? And so he wanted to figure out why people weren't jumping at the financial side of the company. And that's when they brought in a man named Jake Spencer, who is now our president and co owner of Q Sciences. But they brought him in to consult and to kind of take a look at things and see if he saw anything that needed to be changed. And he was like, yeah, no brainer. You have a 16-page comp plan. Nobody can read through that. That's crazy. People have no idea how to make money here. You need to make it very simple. You cannot mess with people's money. And so he came in, streamlined everything, made it a one-sheeter, super easy to understand, very different than what else is in the industry, and kind of help them revamp their product marketing. And he actually has a really interesting background in that before he came to help them with their kind of consulting, his family had actually been very impacted by the Q products. His sweet daughter, Kaya, had really struggled with mental health for a very long time. And they were pretty worried about her. They had her in counseling, they had her do medication, exercise, therapy, all the things, really trying to support her as best they could. And until they started her on one of our products, the Q Max, they had not seen as much of a change until they put her on that product. And Jake tells that story. I love hearing from him when he talks about his daughter, because it literally brings tears to his eyes. Seeing how much his daughter has progressed since adding in the QMAX into her life made them a believer. And so he was really pumped because he wanted to help more and more people partner with Q Sciences in the best way possible, because it had already impacted his family on a huge level. So once he kind of streamlined everything, got our marketing in a better place, this was back in 2017. We've actually since then had a crazy amount of growth, over 700% growth, and we've expanded into over 20 countries, which is amazing. We actually just expanded into Malaysia a couple weekends ago. We're focusing on South and Central America as well, because we know the products that we have, we can't just hold on to here. We want to help as many people as possible with the things that they're struggling with. And so I love that they have a global focus, not just, right here in America. And so let's talk a little bit about what those products are and why people have been gushing over them and what they've been doing for their health over these last few years. So we actually have two different product lines. Don't worry, I won't talk about everything you see on your screen. We would be here forever because I have amazing things to say about all of them. But I do want to highlight some of my favorites. So the two different lines, one is a nutraceutical line. That's our supplementation, right? We're filling in the gaps that we need in our diet, in our health. And then the second product line is our full spectrum hemp. And we'll talk about what makes us different from all the CBD that you see at your gas stations and your grocery stores and all the places, and why it is super important to know what you're taking when it comes to CBD products. So let's go ahead and start with the nutraceutical side. And I want to highlight the Q Core because this is something I firmly believe every single person needs to be on. I don't care what your background is, what your health story is, if you feel like you're pretty healthy or if you feel like you're really struggling. I think this is where everyone needs to start because this truly gets to the core, pun intended, of people's health issues. It comes with three different products: our QMax, the Align, and the Biotics. The QMax is what I mentioned earlier for Jake's daughter. Okay. This is a specific micronutrient that is formulated in a way for your body to fully absorb it. In two different forms. One is methylation. So, if you don't know what that means, there is a genetic mutation that about 60% of Americans struggle with, called MTHFR, and it means you cannot use your B vitamins correctly. So, you need to have your multivitamin in a fully methylated state. So, ours is completely methylated, including B6, which is one of the most difficult B vitamins to methylate. It also is chelated. And what that means to you is they've taken an amino acid and bonded it to every mineral inside the Qmax. Why this is important is because this makes the Qmax available to cross your blood brain barrier. And this is where the highest absorption rate happens. And that's important because that impacts mental health. Okay. Mental health is very near and dear to my family. That is something my husband has struggled with his entire life. He has had anxiety and depression, he says, as long as he can remember, ever since he was a little boy. We have tried medication before. He says it makes him feel like a zombie, so he really doesn't like it. He does exercise pretty frequently. He eats pretty well. He does all the things that he can on his side to take care of his body, but he cannot, control those anxious thoughts or feelings or those blue days where it's just so hard and the world feels very overwhelming. And this is not something I personally struggle with. So I sometimes struggle to maybe connect completely on that level with him. And I want him to feel better. I want to fix it. I'm his wife. I want him to feel amazing, but I can't do that. That's not something I can do for him. And so when we started on the Q Max, it was like night and day difference for him in how he was handling these stressors with anxiety and depression. He was coming to me saying, oh my goodness, I can go straight to sleep at night. I don't have all these racing thoughts where I'm just kind of hyper focused on something I'm worried about. Or blue days where he just wants to stay home and not do anything. He's getting up and about. He used to have 2 to 3 blue days a month. He's had 2 to 3 blue days in all of 2020. Like complete quality of life change for him. And 2020 was absolutely the year that catapulted a lot of people into a scary place with their mental health, right? We were all worried about what was going to happen next. We didn't know what was coming down the line. A lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, spending time away from family because we were quarantined, people losing jobs. Just there was everything back to back to back to back to back happening. And a lot of people have found themselves in this place of just needing extra help. And so I definitely want to pause. I'm not claiming we're going to cure anybody. That's not my place to say that. But it is really incredible how your body can positively respond to the proper nutrition. And so the QMax actually has had studies on it that have been done, that have shown positive impacts for things specifically like anxiety, depression, stress, PTSD, bipolar, explosive rage. I'm trying to think, ADD, ADHD. So if you are in that camp, if you're in that world where you would love to focus naturally on how to support your body, and maybe in a place where that would be helpful to you, definitely reach out to whoever invited you, because the QMax is hugely beneficial in that area. The Align is a very powerful anti-inflammatory. So we all struggle with inflammation in different ways. On the more extreme side, that's autoimmune issues, so chronic inflammation built into the body. But then on the less extreme side, that would be like bloating, joint pain, puffiness, holding on to water weight. So very helpful to ease those issues. And then the biotics, obviously those are probiotics, amazingly beneficial for your gut health. My dad's a GI doctor. Gut health is very important to me. Your gut's called your second brain for a reason. It impacts all of your health. So if you're not taking care of your gut now, it absolutely will show up later. So taking a quality probiotic with a prebiotic that actually is able to get all the way through your GI tract is very important. So I love that these three come together. They actually come in little packets for the morning and the evening. Super easy to use, travel with, kind of keep up with. But this is where I start like 99% of people that come to me wanting to get their hands on our products. The other thing that I like to highlight is our weight loss line. I know a lot of people at the beginning of the year, and also spring break coming up, and then summer's around the corner. So we're all kind of thinking about, how can I get in shape and take care of myself? I've heard people say the quarantine 15 happened to them. We were just home more often and sedentary and eating all of our feelings. So if you're in that space of wanting to take care of the weight loss side of your journey or fitness, we have amazing products to support you with that. We have meal replacement shakes, we have a pre workout, we have a product to help you burn fat, and we have an amazing community you can join called QFit. So it's actually an app that comes with specific meals, comes with workouts. You actually get to talk with a personal trainer one on one, people to help you reach your goals. They even do cash prizes and challenges and all sorts of fun stuff. So if that's where you're focused, we can definitely connect you to our QFit side of the company. And then lastly, I love to highlight our sprays. These are just fun. They're super easy to use, very, very convenient. They're fantastic for people that struggle to swallow pills because it's actually a spray that goes under your tongue, just like a fresh breath spray, right? So it's going to be the second fastest way for you to get vitamins into your system. And these are specific vitamins, right? So that Q Max, that's going to give you your full panel of vitamins that you need, but these are more specifically things that you want to increase your dosage of. So with kind of the virus talk this last year, they've been very much so encouraging increasing your vitamin C and zinc intake as well as your vitamin D3. And so if you were to take those two sprays right there, you would be able to continue boosting your immunity. Our B12 spray is fully methylated and is amazing for energy. I know lots of people get B12 shots. This would be a much easier way to do that and much more cost effective as well. The boost is a great product for helping to boost your metabolism. The relief spray is good for aches and pains. And then everybody's favorite is the sleep spray because we all want good sleep, right? And I find more and more people that I talk to really do struggle with that. They struggle getting to sleep and then staying asleep, as well as waking up rested. So if that's you, the sleep spray is going to be your new best friend. A couple sprays under your tongue before going to bed, and you are out and wake up the next day very rested, ready to go, not groggy or hungover or anything weird like that. Absolutely love it. You can get the sprays as a set, or you can buy them individually if you have specific ones in mind that you want to use. So that definitely is not every single one of our supplement products. We have plenty more. We have a kids line. We have hormone regulators for men, hormone regulators for women. We have a mushroom supplement, which is really, really good for immunity. So definitely reach out to whoever invited you, and we can connect you to more information on your specific goals. But I do want to talk for a second about our full spectrum hemp line. So, if you don't know much about the world of hemp, you're probably noticing, though, you see CBD, that's kind of the buzzword everywhere that you look. It is absolutely the new hot product when it comes to the health industry. And honestly, it's for good reason. Hemp has been shown to significantly impact a lot of different people with a lot of different struggles in their health. We've seen it specifically help things with seizures, we've seen it help with focus and attention, we've seen it help with anxiety and stress, pain, inflammation levels, even helping to manage blood sugar levels. We have seen it help children on the spectrum with behavioral issues. It really is something that the masses can take advantage of and see significant changes in their health. So there's a good reason it's all out there, and there's a lot of companies with different products. But we did not actually have access to hemp until the Farm Bill was passed in 2017. And once that happened, that meant a ton of companies ran a market to put a product out because they knew everybody wanted to get their hands on it. But when that happens, that means there's not a ton of companies putting time, science, research behind what they're doing. And so you remember that's always our promise for what we are wanting to offer people. And so we took a little bit of time on our side and actually put out a product that's very different than what you're going to find anywhere else. And so, not to get super sciencey on you, but hemp really does not like water. It's called hydrophobic, and you need to actually connect it to something else for your body to absorb it. Most companies connect their hemp to oil. So it's like an MCT oil or coconut oil. But when you add in the oil, it actually really significantly decreases the amount that's absorbed into your body. So when you're using an oil based product, it only absorbs about 6 to 10%, and it can take anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours for you to start seeing the effects. It also starts to wear off very quickly, maybe after 5 or 6 hours. So I've talked to people that have tried hemp products and they're kind of like, I don't really get the buzz or why people are excited. I didn't really notice a difference. And when they say things like that, I'm always like, they were using oil based, because you absolutely should see a difference when you use it. Compared to ours is a product of hemp that's bonded to a water molecule. And when you do that, then it is able to actually be more fully absorbed into your body. We have an 85 to 90% absorption rate with an immediate onset. So it's not waiting around for 2.5 hours for it to get started, and it's going to last over 12 hours. People freak out. They're like, I feel amazing. Where has this been all my life? I call it my mom calm. It is honestly my saving grace on those days that feels very overwhelming. I put it in my coffee. We have the standard version that goes under your tongue that you can drop there. We have 4 different flavors of it that you can pick from. I put the mocha in my coffee because that's pretty delicious. The berry is really, really good too. We even have a version of it for your pets. So if you have a pet that has arthritis or anxiety, that's fantastic for them. We even have a product called the Fuse Plus Silver, which is good for immunity boosting. So we have lots of different properties of our hemp that you can use it in different ways. We have a product called the Twist, which is our hemp, and it comes into water packets. So you can actually pick different versions of it. There's a crave one to help with your cravings, calm for just overall relaxation, and then hydration, which my son drinks before all of his soccer games and absolutely loves. Very, very helpful for just extra hydrating. We also have it in cream form, so you can use it topically on your skin. The Renew is great for psoriasis, eczema, sunburns, bee stings, like all the things. And then Excel is really super good for, it's like an icy hot. So it's good for sore muscles and relaxing after that. So we are going to continue to revamp our hemp products. We actually just released our second generation of them with a 17 to 20% more hemp included in them than your standard product that you're going to find on the market. And just continuing to develop things that people are looking for, because we know how big of an industry this is set to be. It's already $2 billion here in America. It's set to generate over $22 billion in the next 48 months. So, literally, the next 4 years, it's going to continue to explode. And looking at what happened last year, looking at the impact it had on people with their stress levels and anxiety and things like that, this product is not going anywhere. Like, people need what we have. And I love that what we have is something people can see a result with instantly. It makes me very, very confident when I share it with people, because I know it's going to make the impact that they're looking for. So the growth is not only happening here in America, but also in Europe. So we talked about that we're already a global company. We're already set up to take advantage of this and help as many people as we can where they're at with their struggles. And so I love that. I don't have to open a brick and mortar store to take advantage of it. I essentially have my own online store where everything's done for me. And the problem with a ton of companies out there putting stuff on the market is there's actually been studies that have been done showing that a lot of those products have been tested and have zero CBD or hemp in them. And it makes you go, huh, I wonder what actually is in that product. So we go above and beyond in that sense. We actually have a QR code on the back of every single hemp product that you can scan on your phone. And it's going to pull up the third party independent lab testing that was done on the product that's in your hand. So you're going to know exactly what's in it at all times, which I absolutely love. We also do what's called ID testing. This is another third party testing that's done on our nutraceutical side, where basically a company comes in and tests our products and makes sure that what we say is in the bottle and is on the label is actually in there. And so I love that you can have peace of mind knowing that you are getting absolutely the best of the best when it comes to our products. So you may be thinking, kind of like, well, maybe I want to try some of this stuff, or maybe I see the writing on the wall and I want to take advantage of the opportunity to grow. And so we have two different ways for you to partner with Q Sciences. One is as a customer. So it's pretty black and white. You just want to order some great products, get focused on your health, and we can absolutely help you do that. Our preferred customer account, it's $10 for the year, and you get wholesale pricing just like I get. You get to order whenever you want, however you want. We even have an Amazon Prime model kind of set up for shipping, which is pretty cool. But if you are more business minded, which is me, and you kind of see the growth that's happening, the 700% growth, the fact that we're going to quadruple as a company in the next 12 months, the fact that we also only have 60,000 people in the company total, like globally. My previous company actually had over 900,000 people in it. So we are very small. And this is basically the time where you get to get in before the big explosion happens. And so if that's you and you want to take advantage of that and be an ambassador, it's $39.95 to join. And then you order your personal products that you want to try for yourself. So it's roughly $200 to get started. And once you do that, you can take advantage of building an income. So we help you make money four different ways. And this is what I loved. Remember at the beginning, I said, Jake said, you can't mess with people's money. You got to make it simple so that they can do well. And I love that it's just so easy to understand so that anyone can do this, whether you're a stay at home mom, whether you're a working parent, whether you've got lots of stuff going on in your life, literally anybody can take advantage of the way that it's set up. So the first way is through customer sales, and you get commission back on that. Obviously, we've talked about some of our products tonight, not all of them, but you probably have already thought of a couple people in your life that could benefit from them. And I love that we're not a niche company. It's not just one thing. We're not just hemp, you know. We have so many things for so many different types of people that you will literally never run out of somebody that could benefit from the products you have. So you have a huge customer base, and you actually can make up to 35% commissions back on what you sell in a month. The other way you can make money is through building a team. And this is my personal favorite way to do it because I love helping people make money. That's just my jam. And I love people that also are looking to just expand their, income in different ways. I think 2020 really highlighted for us that having a second stream of income is just smart. We never know what's going to happen. The future is not promised to us. And so having a way to generate income that doesn't require you to go get a second job or sell everything you have on Facebook Marketplace is just a great option. You don't have to have a boss. You can actually grow a business through your phone while you're home with your family, and not having to sacrifice that time away from them. So we've actually seen a huge growth in the last year of people looking for extra income and joining and building the monthly team side. And so what I love here is that you actually have a guaranteed paycheck once you hit your rank. And so my previous company, we didn't do that. It was based on points, which changed and fluctuated and whatnot. And so I love that it is black and white. You know exactly what you're making, exactly what's coming in. And so you need to be able to rely on that. And so it's great to have it kind of set out for you for exactly what you're going to be able to see that return for your investment. You also get bonuses for every single rank that you achieve. And then lastly, you get to take part in our financial freedom movement. This spoke volumes to me because I've never seen a company do this. And it really shows the heart behind what they're trying to do. This is actually a separate bonus that's paid towards the debt of your choice. So it's anywhere from $100 to $400, depending on your rank, and they will pay towards your house payment, your car payment, medical bills, student loans, credit cards, whatever that looks like. But they actually actively work to help to get people out of debt. And if you don't have debt, it can go towards a retirement savings account. They also don't just give money, but they also give their time. They have people to sit down with you to help with taxes, to help with credit repair, to help with personal coaching and investment strategies and thinking long term, and best ways that you can impact your family with the income that you're making. And I loved that. They don't do fancy car programs. They don't care about what the outside looks like. They care about what do you have going on behind the scenes. Do you have 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses put aside in case the unthinkable happens? And if you don't, then what's your plan? Are you going to take out a loan? Are you going to put it on a credit card or ask family for money? Because none of those are great options. What if instead you were prepared? What if you had it put aside and you were good to go? And that is what I love helping people with, because finances, y'all, impact everything. Impact your marriages. They impact your mental health when you're stressed and anxious over things. They impact your relationships with your kids and with the opportunities that come into your life, and if you can take advantage of them. And so that is my goal, is to help as many people feel like there is light at the end of the tunnel and help them be supported with their finances in the best way possible. So I love that that was kind of their heart behind why we have this extra bonus program. Here's a quick snapshot of our compensation plan. This is the one sheet I was mentioning. But what I want to draw your attention to specifically is this blue line right here in the middle. This is the guaranteed paycheck I was mentioning earlier. So you find the rank on the far left side, follow it over, and you see what the check is. So I mentioned that we're now a Ruby team. So you'll see that my guaranteed paycheck is $25,000 a month. And while I know every single person I'm sure on this call is like, I'll take $25,000. I know the majority of people here are saying, Katie, that's great and all, but I just need extra money in my account so I can go to the grocery store and not be stressed. Or I need extra money to set up my emergency fund. I need extra money to help pay for daycare or diapers and wipes, or, whatever you've got going on in your situation. Having that maybe 250, 750, $1,700 would be life changing to you. And that is something we can absolutely help you with. We actually have what we call our system. We plug you into it and show you what to do from day one to day two to day three. I think that's the biggest question I get is like, can I actually do this thing? And you absolutely can, because you have us in your corner helping you and showing you and guiding you. The worst thing I could do right now is dangle this amazing carrot and say, like, we've got this amazing opportunity, but I have no way to help you, right? That's not fair. And so I love that we are equipped to help you and guide you and move you forward towards your goals to help your family and their future. So definitely, if you have questions, reach out to whoever invited you. We'd be happy to share more with you. Honestly, it's so exciting right now. We had over 50% growth in America alone last month, the shortest month of the whole year. The growth we had was just absolutely mind blowing. People cannot wrap their brains around it. But it's kind of like that opportunity to go back in time and buy Apple stock in the 80s. If we could, we would, because we know what it's going to become. And y'all, I'm telling you right now, this company is going to take over the industry, and you have the opportunity to be here now. So we love y'all. We're so thankful you're here. I hope we chat soon, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye, guys.